On this episode of CR Nuts, putting in the stereo in Bad Kitty. And I got to thinking this morning about stereos. I mean, I put 50 stereos in cars. I remember I'd get a paycheck, and the first place I'd go would be the car radio store. I mean, they were all over the place, and used to look at what the latest model was. I mean, hell, coax speakers came out, and you had the three-way speakers. Couldn't wait to get a pair. It's going to make my car sound so much better. And generally, it never did, but in my mind, it was worth every penny of it. And I put stereos on layaway. I mean, and I don't even think layaway exists anymore. But that was then. This is now. I bought from Classic Audio, Classic Car Stereo, I think is what the name of the company. I'll put the link below. This was the old-looking style, newest technology. It does Bluetooth, it makes cell phone calls, it does everything. $350. It looks is okay. I'm sure it works well. So far it seems to sound okay. It's plastic. The knobs are plastic. Everything is just plastic. And I'm kind of disappointed in that fact. I'm sure it's, technology-wise it's very good, but when I was a kid, I put in so many stereos. I had a baggie just full of the knobs, for various stereos, various cars. And I wish I had them now because these things they're just cheap plastic. Secondly, the clock. The original Cougar, it was an option to get a fancy clock in it. And this is the exact reproduction of it. To get the original clock rebuilt, assuming it could be rebuilt, was like $300. West Coast Classic Cougars could do it, but it was expensive. I was able to find this reproduction, which is the exact reproduction, and it is, I think I paid $150 for it. So the other thing on this, I took the original console and I custom made it so the clock was flush. In the original console, it was inset like an inch and a half. And I redid this entire mount up here. I welded, fabricated it. So it's made of it's thick steel. It is sturdy. Then I put nutserts in the plastic. I cut off the console and removed the rear section. I didn't like it. It just didn't look good, in my opinion. So I cut it off and I used it so it contoured. At the end of the day, somewhere down the road, I'm going to replace the stereo. And I want to go a little bit more old-fashioned. It's actually made of metal. And I want to do it in wood, and I'll fiberglass it, and I'll custom form it and clean it up a little bit. But my dear wife said she wanted the stereo in the car. I was going to wait until we, drove it and got the mechanics worked out a little bit further, but she wanted that done. So we got it done. All the fabrication in this, I taped it. Unfortunately, we had a SIM card issue, so I don't have that footage. But we're going to pick it up just when we were test fitting the stereo. We'll go through everything we went through to do it. And as usual, nothing was easy. Had to do everything 3 times. But I don't know if me getting old or just being stupid. I haven't made up my mind there. So anyway, enjoy this video. We got tunes now. So next thing is putting glass in the doors. But I think we're going to take a break. Casey called me and he said next weekend he wants to go out to Red River and go riding. And so I said, hell yeah. It's springtime in Texas, so we're going to go take a cruise. So we'll see you. Thanks for watching. Always, I want to hear your comments about stereos. I was fascinated by them. I always thought it made your car cooler. Hell, it made it faster, in my mind. I want to see what you think, too. Anyway, let us know. Give us a comment. Share if you like it. And by all means, please subscribe. It means a great deal to us, and it costs you nothing. Take care. we're supposed to be driving the car, but no, we're not. Stereo. Got it rigged, set up, made a custom plate for it. Not going to do the full console, just using half of it. It's going to look great. Get the new stereo, hook it up, nothing, no sound. It powers up, and you know you're getting, it reads a song title, whatever's playing, but not a drop of sound. I've been beating my head 2 days. Electrician, I am not. Casey was kind enough to come over today and help me out. And we've been doing some checking. And 2 things. One is the rear speakers were not connected. They'd come loose. And I screwed that up. So Casey's fixed it. He's always fixing my crap. The second thing is we're going through the wiring. I put connectors on all these, so you can plug them and unplug them, and trying to do a nice job. And still, we got an old Pioneer stereo that came from the white car, the 442. And I hooked it up, and bingo, sounds great. Now, we take the new stereo, which is right here, and it's got pin connectors, and I put the tails on them, and it comes up empty. So we started doing testing. Finnegan's Garage, 9-volt battery. If you take 2 of the speaker wires and you connect it, and we were using leads, but if you connect them, you can hear the speaker pop, almost activate. And so we've been using that test, and it's really simple and it's really good. So we know all our connections are good. The speakers all pop. But when we were checking with using the probes from a voltmeter and then the battery, we found out that 3 of these are not good. So the problem is it in the pinning? It could be. Or is it in me? Most likely. So we know 1 out of 3 is maybe okay in baseball, but not in stereo. So what we're going to do is go through and figure out where the problem lies. Is it within the pinning itself, or is it in what I added onto it? So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay.
So forever I am faith. Yep. No more.
Music in North Texas. Listen on 91.7.
Might go mess with it later because I got no battery. You'll click memory.
Huh?
All right, cool.
Number 2 I had preset.
Well, because every time it kills battery, though.
Yeah.
24 song communal.
What Wichita, Kansas is, the allergy capital.
Not too bad. Holy shit, the clock works too. Look, the second hand's running.
Ooh, it's gonna be the Bo and Them show Monday morning.
arena.
But wait, that ain't all.
At 8:40, listen for the Lone Star Ticket window for your shot to win a pair of tickets